about the show today. Got an absolutely fantastic guest that's going to come on and share some things that many of us might not remember or might not know about as it relate to the SNAP and as it relate to things that are happening on the farm and making sure that you get the right balance, green vegetables, and a lot of other different type of things. But the SNAP program, as I remember, because we was on it more was the food stamp program, and that's how many of us ate when we was coming up because we was at a disadvantage. But I tell you what, I want to team up both the radio, television, and other 45 live streaming platforms at the same time. So, Kevin, let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
It's Your Life is sponsored by James J.C. Cooley.
Life is a series of circles and cycles, phases and stages. These are your experiences that teach you the lessons of life. You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. James is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the James Cooley Foundation. James is here to equip you to strive for greatness and to overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life, and I tell you, I am excited about the show today. You know, because it takes me back a while from childhood, and a lot of people probably don't know a whole lot about a lot of the programs that are out there for disadvantaged families as relate to the old food stamp program and nutritionist programs and a lot of other things. So we got an absolutely fantastic guest today that's going to talk about all of these great things. And, you know, but I can't even get started without bringing on Dr. Michelle Cooley. How you doing today, Dr. Cooley?
I'm doing good. I was having a conversation with a guest pre-show, and just a very lovely person, and she's got a lot of information to share with us. One thing about the show is love to educate our audience, and she's going to educate our audience about SNAP. So we're just really excited to have her on, and that's really all I have to say on that. This is going to be a very informative show.
You know, so whichever platform that you're watching or listening to this on, all you have to do is you listen to it on the radio, pick up the phone, dial 1-866-577-2473, and I will get you an answer. Or whichever platform that you watch it on, whether it's the E360 television, Transfers TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Apple TV, Roku, and 45 other different platforms. You want to be part of the conversation, just go to the comments, ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. Michelle, I can't wait to get this show started. Can you please introduce the title of the show, topic of the show, and introduce this absolutely fantastic guest of ours?
Oh, most definitely. So the title of today's show is Building Stronger, Healthier Families in a SNAP. And we're having a conversation with registered dietitian Carolina Schneider. And we're going to discuss why we need the Farm Bill and the provisions included in the Farm Bill, like Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which is SNAP, and how many children families are dependent on SNAP benefits, and how the Farm Bill can promote or hinder the development of local and regional food systems. So let's talk about our guest today, Carolina Schneider, MSRD, a registered dietitian known as Carolina the Green RD, says the Farm Bill Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, formerly known as food stamps, provides vital assistance to millions of disadvantaged Americans to ensure that all people have access to nutritious food. However, there are some crucial nutrition gaps that demand attention from Congress that voters can elevate to advocate for an updated Farm Bill to improve SNAP and enhance the program's quality and nutritional offerings for all Americans. Please welcome to the show, Carolina Schneider.
How you doing,
Hello, for having me. I'm doing well. How are you?
You're doing just fine. I believe that we just lost. Are you still there, Caroline?
Here, yes.
I think we just lost her volume for a second.
Oh, okay. Well, Carolina, the audio is a little scratchy, so Let's see what happens here.
So, but I'm excited.
You could
Caroline should be back
you
with the
could
show.
unmute. You could unmute yourself. Yes, say something, please.
Yes. Hello.
Perfect.
Okay.
Good. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
My close my headphones. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm so honored and so excited to chat with you about this very important topic.
Well, we're excited to have you. First of all, can you tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit about you, where you grew up, and why you're so passionate about this program?
Absolutely. So I actually grew up in Brazil. I am currently in California. I've moved here a few years ago. And, what really got me into nutrition was a personal experience. I transitioned to a plant based diet about 10 years ago, which wasn't really common back then. And I really started to experience great benefits, my skin, my digestion, my energy levels. And as a result, I wanted to learn, why did I feel this way? And so I went back to school to study nutrition, and I had the wonderful opportunity to work with many, Americans, and a lot of them who are SNAP beneficiaries. So I really developed a passion for, helping the less fortunate Americans who are on low budget, but still care for their health and the health of their families, and want to eat better. So yeah, I really make it my mission to make healthy eating easy and accessible. And I think, policies like this that we'll discuss today is one way to help, many disadvantaged Americans that may not know they need these changes that we're going to talk about today. So I think it's our job as, health professionals and educators and journalists to really get the information out there.
Wow. You're absolutely right. We have to get the information out there. And we're going to talk about that a little bit in a minute about what is SNAP. But did you have any role models growing up? Did you always knew that you were going to be a nutritionist or dietitian? What are your thoughts?
Wow. So actually, I studied journalism in my undergraduate degree, and I worked with marketing. I definitely, being from Brazil, I grew up on a more or less healthy environment. It's a tropical country. We grew up eating a lot of fruits and vegetables. It's just common in our diet. So I think, my parents were a wonderful example to live by, because they were active. They were always, outdoors exercising and eating a lot of nutritious foods just naturally. It's just what we eat there. What's actually more inexpensive, like fruits and vegetables are pretty inexpensive there. So luckily I grew up like that. But yeah, I transitioned, careers, but I'm lucky that I get to use my journalism degree a little bit by doing things like this and going on shows. And it was really funny because I was studying journalism, and my roommate at the time in college, about 10 plus years ago, she was vegan, which was so unusual back then. Now it's a popular thing. But she really educated me because we were eating together all the time. We shared a lot of meals. So I've kind of even though I was a healthy eater, I started learning more about that type of diet, and that's really what got me, to where I am today. But the more I work with people, the more passionate I become, because I see the benefits and the impact that a healthy diet can have on people's well-being. So I think that's really the goal.
So switching to this profession, what are a couple of major things that you just love about the profession? Can you share that with us?
I I think just how rewarding it is. And that's what I was craving, in my previous career. I wanted to help people feel better, because I switched my diet and I felt so great, and just being more conscious about what you put in your body. And I wanted to share that feeling. So I think nutrition is extremely rewarding, because you get to work with individuals, and different groups of people, and you see the impact, and they come to you and they thank you, and wow, you really changed my life. I feel so much better. And that's the best part of the job that, I didn't get before. And then, the part of, having a larger influence when it comes to things like, policy changes. We're going to talk about today, the Farm Bill. I think that's really exciting, as a health professional to take part in these bigger changes that are happening in the country. So I love it.
So what are some of the challenges that you see in this profession?
As a dietitian, and I think many dietitians would relate, there is a lot of misinformation when it comes to nutrition. Information now is readily available. We have social media, we have, YouTube, which is great in some aspects, of course. However, misinformation is so easily spread. So a big chunk of my job now is just debunking myths that people hear from social media or they read somewhere. So it's really educating the public, even though they are exposed to so much wrong information when it comes to nutrition. So a lot of my job is saying, hey, no, fruits are healthy, even though they have natural sugars. Carbohydrates are great for you. So a lot of this, it's kind of debunking those myths and making sure that people have the right information on hand.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a lot of different type of myths out there and this. Once a person gets certain things in their mind, it's kind of hard to change their mind in many cases. But I agree that, Michelle and I, we try to eat right for us with nutrition, the vegetables and the fruits and all of those things I believe are very, very, very important. So just got a question. I know over the years, I'm a little bit up in age now. I just had a birthday yesterday. But we used to have what we call the 5 food groups. Now I was told it's like 7 or 8. I mean, can you talk about that a little bit? We got about a minute before the break.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you may be referring to the food pyramid, maybe.
Yes.
That's something we used to use before. And now we have the My Plate is what we call it, to make sure that you're eating a balanced diet. But the main things that, we should think about are the macronutrients, which are 3 of them: your carbohydrates, your fats, and your proteins. And that's how you build a balanced diet. And then, we have within those, we have fruits, vegetables, whole grains. We have, nuts and seeds, etc., lean proteins. But it's really learning how to build a healthy plate with vegetables, with whole grains, and with protein. That's the best way to, lead a healthy life. But the food pyramid kind of has expired.
Oh yeah, so I know that they had changed it. So now they call it the healthy plate.
Correct. That just means
we're gonna take a station break. We're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back. We're going to pick it up. You want to be part of this conversation. All you have to do is pick it up. Or watching it on, or listening to it on. Ask this great guest, Caroline, any question that you might have, and I promise you, we'll get you an answer. Is your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
Hi, I'm Todd Pirk, the producer of the James
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love going to be love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? In everything that you do.
Cycles, phases, and stages. These are your experiences that teach you the lessons of life. You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James Cooley is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation. Dr. Cooley is here to equip you to strive for greatness and overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, Dr. James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back. Welcome back to It's Your Life. And I'll tell you, we're going to learn. I just learned a lot during that last segment because I was still locked in the old days about the pyramid, the 5 food groups. Now it's called the plate. And it makes even more sense now because it's more things than what the world is today, and the choices and the foods that we have, everything change and evolve over situations. So if you want to be part of this great conversation, all you do is just go to wherever you're watching it or listening to, or pick up the phone down 1-866-577-2473. We'll get you in here. Hey, Caroline, so let's talk about this farm bill. And we're going to get off into the farm bill. We're going to get off into the SNAP. Can you tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit about the farm bill?
Absolutely, James. So the Farm Bill gets renewed or updated every 5 years. It was supposed to be revised by the end of this month, just in a few days, but it got extended to the end of the year. So it is an opportunity for us to suggest changes to Congress. And the Farm Bill includes provisions for nutrition assistance programs such as SNAP. SNAP is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which many people know it as food stamps. The name has changed, but it's the same concept. And the Farm Bill includes provisions, as I said, to these programs. So any changes in the eligibility criteria, the funding, or even the structure of the Farm Bill can have direct implications on SNAP, and therefore how much access people have to nutritious foods and, just the well-being of our population. So the Farm Bill, goes beyond farmers and agricultural research. It definitely includes that as well. And that's what most people think about it when they think of the Farm Bill. But SNAP, formerly food stamps, is a part of the Farm Bill. So here today, James, I would love to talk to you about, the SNAP program, what it is, why is it important, and how can we make it better?
Yeah, let's go off into that. So I believe that both of these, the SNAP and the farm, kind of like coexist together. So for people that don't know what the SNAP program is, can you explain in detail? Let's get them a clear understanding of what we're talking about.
Absolutely. So SNAP is a nutrition assistance program. It provides benefits. If you think about, like your Social Security benefits that we have as American citizens, it's one of those that's related to nutrition and food access. So SNAP provides, financial support to families in the U.S. who are at a threshold of their income. So you have to qualify based on your household size, your income, and some other criteria that can vary state by state. And you receive these benefits, monetary benefits. It's in a little card that you can use to purchase food. So it's just assistance to help you purchase foods for your family. With SNAP, you are entitled to shop in most most places. If you go to the USDA website and you look at the SNAP directory near you, you put your zip code, you see all the places where you can use it. Luckily, nowadays, most grocery stores, independent grocery stores, natural product stores, convenience stores accept SNAP. Even online, you can use your SNAP benefits. And what you can purchase with these benefits is essentially just food and beverage. So food items are included. So the good thing about this is that people can purchase healthy foods. They can purchase fruits, vegetables, beans, legumes, nuts and seeds, etc., proteins. The not so great thing about this is that they can use their SNAP benefits to purchase what we call junk food. People can shop at a convenience store. You go to the gas station, you go to the convenience store. They can buy candy bars, they can buy chips. They can essentially buy anything that's classified as food. And the downside of that is that it gives more access to people, but perhaps not of the best choices. So, one good change that I suggest as a dietitian is to have more strict guidelines to help people make better choices when using their SNAP benefits. How do you choose, right? So more nutrition education, as we were talking about, the healthy plate, teaching people what's good for them to eat and feed their families. So hopefully they will make better choices when
It's still the same about that any type of food that they can utilize to the card, but tangible like toilet paper and stuff like that, they cannot use the card to do any of those types of things.
Correct.
So
food only.
Food only. I tell you, we're gonna take a station break, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna pick it up. We're gonna pick it up again. So I tell you, wherever you're watching this at or listening, you want to be part of the conversation, go to the comments, ask any questions you might have, or just pick up the phone, dial 1-866-577-2473. It's your life. We'll see you shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity. Coming up on It's Your Life with James.
Dr. James J.C. Cooley from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be honored to be in the Coffee Book 2023, Unified Brain Z and the other organizations. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection.
To a equip you to strive for greatness and overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, Dr. James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to It's Your Life. And my fantastic guest, Carolina, is educating us on things I think that are so important, especially getting an understanding. We're talking about the SNAP, we're talking about the Farm Bill, we're talking about nutrition, we're talking about eating right, we're talking about, just, taking it all in educationally and understanding all of these and how they coexist. So I want to pick it up with that one. So Caroline, we're talking about the SNAP. How many people estimate do you think in the United States is using this program?
Yeah, James. So it's about 41 million Americans. So quite a lot. Is about 12% of the total population. That's about 1 in 8 people in the US. And a lot of those, about 70% of this number, are families with children. So, we're not talking about just individuals. We're talking about families with children as well. That's why this program is especially important. In Texas, I know you're located in Texas most of the year. It's about 3.4 million residents in Texas. That's about 1 in 9 residents who are benefiting. So definitely impacts many, many people. And one thing, James, that's good to know, most of these people are working. These are workers. People have full-time jobs. I think there's a misconception when it comes to SNAP that I've heard several times, that are people who are not working or taking advantage of the system. It could not be more inaccurate. These people are in the working class. They simply cannot make enough to make ends meet. We know it's expensive to live in most states. I'm in California. It's very expensive to live here. So it's just a matter of budgeting and helping the people who are working, but unfortunately cannot provide, food and put food on their table for their children every month. So they depend on SNAP.
So I know it varies from state to state, but what are the requirements? I'm talking about the person is working full time. What are the requirements for them qualifying for programs like this?
Yeah, so the first thing they look at is your income, your annual income, and monthly income as well. Net income also, taking taxes into account, and then they look at your household size. So that's a big one. It, depending on the state, is harder to get SNAP benefits if you do not have children, and that's for a variety of reasons. But mostly, families with children, if they're under a certain income based on their household size, that's how it's determined. And it's different for everyone. How much they receive per month will really vary on these factors. But the good thing is that every state offers SNAP. So no matter where you are, you can apply for SNAP benefits in your state. And the guidelines, like you said, are a little bit different from state to state, but more or less, if you're in that income bracket, you can probably benefit from it, which is great.
I didn't realize it was 41 million folks.
People.
That means I believe that the employees are not paying. Well, we already know that, and having a battle on that already. Enough money to adequately survive and do the things that most of us get an opportunity to do. So getting back to talking about the SNAP, what are some of the gaps in nutritional gaps as it relates to a lot of these families that are utilizing this as well?
Yeah. So James, as we talked about earlier, SNAP offers these benefits for all food items. So you can use your SNAP benefits to purchase food, which is excellent. Unfortunately, as a dietitian and from personal experience, I know that we can't always meet our nutritional needs from food alone. So what the SNAP program does not currently offer is access to vitamin supplementation. And, here in the US, about 40% of people are deficient in vitamin D. So there are many vitamins. Vitamin D is definitely the one that's most prominent. So, as a dietitian and health professional, what I would suggest to Congress, as we are revising the Farm Bill at the end of the year, is to include vitamin D supplementation specifically into SNAP. And why is that? Well, people on SNAP are already struggling to put food on their tables. Do you think they're going to use their budget to purchase vitamins? Probably not. I mean, I wouldn't. So it would be wonderful if people had at least the option to use their benefits to purchase vitamin supplementation for themselves or their children. And the reason I say vitamin D, James, not because, well, one of the reasons because most of us are deficient, but also because it is very difficult to get vitamin D in your diet. So we have some foods that provide vitamin D: shellfish, fish, egg yolks, dairy products. But what we've learned from research in the past few years is that even when people are eating those foods, they're not getting adequate vitamin D levels. We simply cannot eat our way to adequate vitamin D levels. And then you have the people like myself who do not consume those foods. So I don't consume any animal products. So I am a much higher risk for vitamin D deficiency. So this is why I think, having access through SNAP, at least people can, if they go to the doctor, they do their blood work and the doctor says, hey, we really need to put you on a vitamin D supplement. Well, guess what? Hopefully you could use the SNAP benefits to purchase those, the pills.
Wow. So that's amazing. So you say you eat no animal products at all, no fish, none of that stuff.
Yes, that's just a personal choice. But that it's been about 10 years of lots of veggies. But yeah, James, I was vitamin D deficient. And, you think about sunlight. Yes, you get vitamin D. You produce vitamin D when you're exposed to sunlight. But guess what? We're told to stay indoors. We're working from home. We're wearing sunscreen. So we're really not even getting vitamin D from the sun, unfortunately. And myself, as a, plant-based eater, I am especially at a high risk, and I actually supplement my vitamin D, with supplements.
Wow. I wish I was that disciplined, I think Michelle is a lot more disciplined than I am when it comes to meats and et cetera. So, but you had mentioned that vitamin D. What are some of the other vitamins that the people might need to have in their systems, and they can't use the SNAP to get them? How would they go? First of all, identify some of the other vitamins that could cause problems if you don't have enough in there, and how our viewers and our listeners can get that through green vegetables, carrots, or etc.
Yeah, so another one that's really big is actually a mineral, iron. And most of us women have problems with iron absorption, and we lose iron every month through our menstrual cycles. So that's a big one that women, and especially pregnant women, need more of. Leafy greens such as spinach, kale, collard greens are great sources, as well as legumes, beans, lentils, chickpeas, and then of course animal meats. Eggs are also great sources. Other than that, some B vitamins, folate is a big one that we need, women need when they're pregnant for the development of the baby's brain. And that's easier to get in your diet, but it's something that we should supplement when we're pregnant. But James, with the vitamin D into SNAP, it would actually not cost the program anything. I think maybe some people are wondering, well, it would, cost more for all of us Americans and the program to add this. It actually wouldn't. So for me, it's a win-win.
So what can we do to get Congress to really consider this when Congress is trying to cut everything or many things out of the budget? So what are your recommendations on how we can get Congress to pay attention, a little bit more attention to these things?
Yeah, absolutely. So, first of all, us talking about it is a great awareness. I think Congress hopefully is on our side and they want what's best for Americans. So maybe they're just not aware that this is even an issue. But I have good news. If you're thinking about, well, what can I do about this? You can actually reach out to your local Congress representative. It's much easier than people may think. I had no idea how to do it, and I found out how easy it is. That's why I want to share with everyone. So there's this great nonprofit organization. They are called Organic and Natural Health Association. And they've actually done all the hard work for us. They've done all the research, on the needs of vitamin D into SNAP, the benefits, and they wrote a letter to Congress. And, us as citizens, if we want to help, even if SNAP does not affect you directly, but you want to help other Americans, all you have to do is go to all4vitamind.org, and that's the number 4, all4vitamind.org. Click on the tab that says Take Action. Put in your name, your zip code. The letter will auto-populate the letter to Congress, and it will be sent to your local Congress representative. And that's really it. It takes about 2 minutes. And that's one way that we can help and, hopefully raise awareness and make sure that Congress is aware that this is an issue and something we could easily fix into the SNAP program.
So have you sat on any of the boards that made recommendations to, I'm talking about not just Congress, but the state of California?
If there are ways to reach out to the state directly, or?
No, I said, have you sat on any other boards that made recommendations to the state and federal governments on, as a nutritionist, as a dietitian, that these are the needs? If so, tell us about it.
Personally, I have not. So I started working, just partnering with the Organic and Natural Health Association because I saw the work that they were doing, which is a lot of policy work and, going to Washington and explaining why we're asking for these changes. They work on so many great nutritional causes or suggestions for Congress. So this is a great organization that I personally, came across and wanted to partner with. I think they're doing a great job, but I'm sure there are many, other ones. As health professionals, there are ways to get into like policy, which is something I'm exploring, and I'm excited to hopefully dive more into it in the future.
Wow. Well, we've got to take another station break. But this is so interesting. But, we're going to come back. We're going to pick it up. And we're going to talk some more. And if you want to be part of the conversation, you can pick up the phone, dial 1-866-577-2473. Or you can go to the comments and ask me questions that you might have. It's your life. And we'll see you shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley. The J.C. Cooley Foundation is a nonprofit organization that was started in October.
Welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you, we're learning so much here from Carolina as it relate to the Farm Bill, as it relate to the SNAP programs, and as it relate to some of the tips that we should be thinking about on eating healthy, utilizing the SNAP if you wanted the recipients to be using it in the right manner where you get the right supplements. They're not letting you buy vitamins, but certain type of foods and stuff like that is so important. So just want to pick it back up with that, Carolina. Carolina. So can you provide some other tips on taking advantage of the current benefits of the SNAP program?
Absolutely, James. So one thing that a lot of people may not know who are benefiting from SNAP currently is that they can shop at local independent stores and natural product stores. So these are, natural grocery stores that we all have locally, near us, and they're independently owned. And the reason why these stores are so great if you're trying to improve your health and your nutrition is that they prioritize fresh produce. So they prioritize foods that are locally grown, for the most part, depending on where you live, of course. So you're getting access to fresh fruits and vegetables that are locally grown, and that's a benefit to you because these foods are more nutritious, but also you are supporting your local economies. You're supporting local farmers. You're minimizing transportation from, across the country when we're getting strawberries from the other side of the country. So it is a win-win, to say the least. And these local independent groceries and natural product stores also often have better choices. In general, they have more strict guidelines on what can be sold at their store. So usually the foods there, you won't see a lot of what we call junk foods with artificial ingredients, and things that are not good for us. You will see more nutritious foods in general. So these are great. This is a great way to improve your family's nutrition, and you can use your SNAP benefits. If you're interested in learning where you can find these near you, you can just Google natural grocers directory, or you can go to INFRA. This is the national retailers for natural foods, and you can look at INFRA store directory online. But as I said earlier, in the USDA website, you can look at all the places around you where you can use your SNAP benefits. So James, this is one thing that people can do now. Also, you can prioritize wholesome food. So that is the best tip I can give you. Try to focus on foods that are real, whole foods that are usually one ingredient. So think about when you're buying beans, the ingredient is just beans. When you're buying a mango or bananas, it's just bananas. So real foods, and trying to steer clear from highly processed food items that come in a package that have a long list of ingredients that some of those you can't even recognize or pronounce. So that's another great tip. And another thing that I love recommending for people is to buy frozen fruits and vegetables. And they are just as nutritious as fresh, especially because they preserve the nutrients for longer. They are inexpensive for the most part, and they last a long time. So of course you should eat fresh fruits and vegetables, but try to also stock up on frozen versions of those so you can always have them in your freezer. You always have access to easy nutrition.
Yeah, you mentioned frozen fruits and vegetables, and a lot of people think that you have to go to like Whole Foods or these expensive places where they really like double the prices of regular supermarket because they think that that's completely organic. What would you tell our viewers and listeners out there that they don't have to just go to places where it's organic? The regular grown foods will work the same. Is a couple of things that they can do to, I'm talking about put on the food salt, something like that to help take away some of the contaminants? Or do you talk about anything like that?
Absolutely. So actually the first thing that you can do is look online. You can find the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. This is the foods that we look at every year that have the dirty dozen are the top foods with the most pesticide use, and the clean 15s are foods with the least pesticide use. So just to start, look at those and see most of the foods are okay to eat conventional. Actually, all foods are okay to eat conventional. However, there's some foods that have a larger use of pesticides. So those, if possible, is great to do organic. But if not the end of the world. So think about foods too that you don't eat the shell or the skin. So things like avocado. You won't eat the avocado skin. You don't have to buy organic avocados because the pesticide, doesn't really make its way in there. And if it does, it's very small amounts. Bananas, we peel the banana, right? We eat the inside. Great. Another thing that you don't have to buy organic. Things like strawberries and berries, spinach and kale, those usually have higher pesticide use. You eat the whole fruit or the vegetable. But James, absolutely, if you can't afford organic is definitely more expensive. You can prioritize, the foods that you are able to buy organic, great. If not, make sure you rinse your foods really well. Just clean your foods. That already helps reduce, any chemicals or pesticides in your food. And James, at the end of the day, I think what we see in research, which is what I follow, it's, evidence-based nutrition. Eating more fruits and vegetables is beneficial across the board, conventional or organic. I mean, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, just eating more fruits and vegetables is the best thing you can do for your diet. And again, if you can't afford organic, that is not a problem whatsoever.
Wow. So can you, I'm curious about some of the foods on the clean 15 and some of the foods on the dirty 12. Can you talk about some of those? We got about 3 minutes left in the show, a little bit, and so we would know.
Yeah, so I haven't looked at the list for this year, but I know usually, like I said, the ones with skin that we don't consume are pretty safe foods on the clean 15 list. So, things like avocado, bananas, even some types of potatoes. Also, if you remove the skin from the potato, which I wouldn't always recommend because it has a lot of nutrients in there. But if you're buying a conventional potato that is on the list of high pesticide, you can just remove the skin. Papaya, other fruits and vegetables that you usually peel. Carrots are pretty great. And the dirty dozen, the berries almost always fall in that. They need a lot of pesticide. I think it has to do with how it grows. It's a little bit more difficult to grow, and things like the leafy greens. But then think about, citrus fruits, oranges, grapefruit, limes, lemon. Those, again, you're not eating the skin. You're not consuming the skin. They have a thick skin also. So those are pretty good options to buy conventional.
So how could people reach out to you if they wanted to get more information or enlist your services?
Yeah, so I am on Instagram as Carolina the Green RD because I eat many green things and share healthy recipes. But if you want to learn more about how you can help us help other Americans through the SNAP changes that I mentioned here today on the show, you can go to all4vitamind.org. That's the number 4. So all4vitamind.org, and just take action tab, and you can help me help others. And hopefully we can get this through Congress and into the Farm Bill this year so Americans can purchase their vitamin D. And one other thing, James, that I didn't mention, if you are on SNAP and if you are vitamin D deficient and, unfortunately you can't yet buy vitamin D with your SNAP benefits, just take advantage of coupons or discount codes from manufacturers so you can at least start that supplementation.
I'm with you on that, because I'm always a coupon or looking for sales type thing, because every dime counts, and you save money, and so it's important to spend that extra time in making sure that you get the best possible deals possible. Carolina, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. We've got to get you back again and talk about this a lot more things as well. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time. I'd like to thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together another absolutely wonderful show. She always does. I'd like to thank KCBQ FM 96.1 AM 1170 Answer. That's the station. Been with them for almost 5 years now. They're doing such a great job. Thanks so much, Kevin. Thanks so much, Todd. Most importantly, I'd like to thank our viewers and our listeners for tuning in to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. Remember always, dream big, think big. Most importantly, be big at everything that you do. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. It's your life this evening.
It's Your Life. To learn more about Dr. James Cooley and how you can support the show or become a guest, visit CooleyFoundation.org. Join James for more motivation and inspiration to help you become equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. This has been It's Your Life with Dr. James Cooley, where you learn how to dream big, think big, and be big in everything you do.
It's Your Life is sponsored by James